Hello everyone, I'm Ahmed Abdallah, and this is the essential tutorial for the GridTrend script. I'll walk you through how to use this script step by step. But first things first, let's take a quick look at the script's interface. When you launch the script from the Window menu, you'll see a panel with 5 main buttons. You'll also notice the interface is very flexible. You can arrange the buttons horizontally or vertically to fit your After Effects workspace without taking up too much space. A quick summary of the buttons. Person button. This sets your profile picture. Simply select the image in your project panel, then click this button. It will be saved to appear in the center of the grid when it's created. Grid button. This is the main button for creating your grid of images and videos, either with or without a profile picture. You can also create an empty grid by just clicking the button. Settings button. This contains all the grid configuration options, such as the composition name, its dimensions, the number of rows and columns, as well as additional features that we'll cover in detail later. Swap button. This rearranges the images and videos within your grid after it's been created, while keeping the profile picture in its place if one is used. Delete button. This deletes the grid you just created, or the most recent one if you have multiple, without affecting any other grids. How to use the script. There are 3 main ways to use the GridTrend script. First use case, sharing your work in a grid layout. This is the primary purpose the script was designed for. All you have to do is import the videos or images you want to feature, along with your profile picture, into the After Effects project panel. Next, click the Settings button. A window will open, allowing you to define the name of the main grid composition. The composition size, for example, the new Instagram post size of 1080 by 1440. The frame rate for the main comp in case you want to export the grid as a video. The number of videos or images vertically, rows, and horizontally columns. Some additional options like adding strokes and more, which we'll explain in detail later. After you've configured your settings, save them. Then, set your profile picture using the Person button by selecting the image in the project panel and clicking the button. Next, select the videos, or images, or even vector files you want in the grid from the project panel, and click the Grid button. The grid will be generated with the settings you chose. You can then rearrange the media within the grid using the Swap button to find the best layout, all while keeping your profile picture centered if you used one. If you choose to add strokes, you can control their color and thickness from the preset applied to the control layer that appears in your Effects control panel. Diving deeper, you'll see that the script has created a number of precomps based on your settings and organized everything into a neat folder in the project panel, making it easy to access any element of the grid. From there, you can export the grid as a video or image and share it on social media to showcase your work in a modern, organized layout. Second use case, create a grid without a profile picture in the center. For this, simply open the settings, choose the grid dimensions and the number of rows and columns. Then select your images or videos from the project panel and click the Grid button. The grid will be created instantly. Third use case, create an empty grid where you can place images or videos later. All you need to do is configure your grid settings in the Settings window, then click the Grid button without selecting any files. An empty grid with precomps ready for your media will be created. The settings window in detail. First, the Grid Setting tab. Set the name of the main grid composition. Define the composition size. Note that the default size is 1080 by 1350, but you can change it to any dimension you need to fit the social media platform you're posting on. Choose the frame rate if you're exporting as a video. You can either select a frame rate from the preset list or type it manually in the box. Specify the number of photos or videos horizontally from the rows box and the number of photos or videos vertically from the columns box. Additional options in the Settings tab. First option, Organization. This organizes all grid components into a main folder named Grid with a corresponding number. This folder includes a Render folder, contains the main grid composition, ready for export. A Comp folder contains the nested precomps that make up the grid. A Videos and Images folder contains the media used in the grid. A Backgrounds folder contains any backgrounds added behind the media if used. Second option, Add Strokes. Adds borders to each image or video in the grid, making the divisions clearer and more aesthetic. When activated, a stroke layer and a control layer are added with a preset that lets you easily change the stroke color and control its thickness. Third option, add background. Adds a background behind each image or video in the grid, either for aesthetic purposes or to scale down the media, and display it on a colored or solid background. Fourth option, label precomps. Assigns different label colors to the precomp layers in the main composition for easy visual distinction, instead of them all being the same color. Fifth option, add guides. Adds guides to the grid to precisely mark the placement of images and videos. Note, you must enable Show Guides from the View menu in After Effects for the guides to be visible. Sixth option, add mask. Adds a mask to each image or video within the grid, allowing you to reveal or crop a specific part of your media as needed. Second, UI Setting tab. You can change the default color for the added strokes from this color box to any color you want and save it to be the default for next time. You can also change the default stroke thickness from this option and save it as well. Notifications options. Grid creation success notification. A notification confirming that the grid was created successfully, showing details about it. You can show or hide this notification and edit the message text. Profile picture set notification. This appears after clicking the person button to confirm that your profile picture has been set. You can show or hide this notification. Grid deletion success notification. This confirms the successful deletion of the grid you created. You can show or hide this notification. Saving settings. After choosing your preferred settings, you can save them by clicking the Save Settings button. This way, grids will automatically be created with these settings in the future. You can also revert to the default settings by clicking the Reset button found in each tab. Don't forget to save again after hitting Reset if you want to keep the default settings. The Swap button. This button saves you the time of manually rearranging grid elements with a single click. It works in two ways. With a profile picture in the center, the button will randomly rearrange all other media while keeping your profile picture locked in place. Without a profile picture, the button will randomly rearrange all elements in the grid. The Delete button. This button deletes only the last grid you created without affecting any older grids. The deletion process removes the main composition and its associated folders, helping to keep your project clean and organized. Important notes. The Person button only works when the number of rows and columns is odd and also greater than 3. If you want to place the profile picture anywhere else, you can add it directly with the rest of your media. When a profile picture is set via the Person button, the Swap button will not affect its position. The number of files you select must match the number of cells in the grid. The Help button. If you need any support, click the Help button in the Settings window to open a panel with instructions, solutions to common problems, and helpful links for quick access to technical support. GridTrend. Easily share your work with grid layouts.